Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to Dirty Degens. I'm your host, Josh, and we are coming at you this morning with another Bitcoin update and mostly Bitcoin. There's not a whole lot going on today, but tonight I am going to do another stream that will be exclusive to the arena, and I'm going to do more altcoin coverage and things there because a lot more people show up. But let's go ahead and dive into it. There are some actually pretty positive things going on. We might have trade wars dying down. Bitcoin's in a good spot right now, and I'm going to break it all down for you. So let's hop in. Well, we can see Bitcoin is still holding pretty strong today. This is what I really want to point out. We've got this trend line here that has been going on for the entirety of the year. If I close this out, you can see this goes back basically to mid-January. And we are finally breaking out of that trend line. We're also reclaiming moving averages as well. You can see when we got this bear signal on this chart and this indicator, we fell below several different moving averages. And now we are starting to reclaim them. We've reclaimed 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and we've broken that diagonal resistance. So very bullish for Bitcoin. But what is causing all of that? We've got tariff news. Of course, tariff news. What else would it be? It's got to be tariff news. But Trump has stated that he is having productive calls with Mexico, with Japan. He's got other nations reaching out that want to solve the issues, such as Italy, and most importantly, China, because China is who the majority of the issues are with. So that's good, because once those settle down and get fixed, I think we'll see a big shift in the markets. But there is more to it, of course. But due to the China news, we are actually, seeing some positivity. Also, the TikTok deals being extended. I don't really care about TikTok, but it shows that there is positive developments, even if we don't know everything that is actually going on, because the overall picture with China is calming down. So very positive there. This is what's really been weighing down the markets. I know we've been talking about it a ton. Everybody's talking about it, but it is important, and it is what the biggest thing right now that's impacting markets. So going to keep watching that. But with good, there always must be a little bit of bad, supposedly, I guess. But Trump administration announced fees on Chinese ships docking at U.S. ports. I mean, it makes sense, but hopefully this is one of the last negative things to come out for the tariffs and for the U.S. versus Chinese trade war, that before we start to see things get fixed and subside. But ultimately, yeah, I'm not surprised that we're putting more fees on China just to put more pressure on them, hopefully come to make a deal. Other than that, Trump has been stating he does want to fire Powell. So that's something that's been going on. Hey, Cameron Wall, good morning. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a crazy 3 months. Some would say a boring 3 months. Not a whole lot's been going on. And the longer the tariff stuff goes on, the less that happens in crypto. So it can't get over soon enough. But what Trump wants to get over is Powell's job. So he's looking into possibly replacing Powell, firing him. And the person that he's talking to for advisement on that is saying he can't, or don't, or you shouldn't. Let him finish out his tenure. And yeah, I don't think Trump's going to do that. I think he's going to continue to try to figure out a way around that. But yeah, Trump wants rates cut. It's that simple. And Powell's not cutting rates. And Trump wants everybody to do what he wants to do. Lately I've been watching Daredevil. And and Kingpin is the mayor of New York City now. And there are some slight similarities between Trump and Kingpin. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but it's a little crazy. There's some slight similarities there. Cameron Wall says, let's get back to degening. Dude, it can't happen soon enough. I want to talk about alts, but every time I talk about alts, people get mad at me and the views go terribly and whatever. So I'm here just talking about Bitcoin, of all things. I love Bitcoin, but come on, let's get into some degeneracy. But the Bitcoin ETF, we are starting to see more inflow. We had a red day on Wednesday, but we came back yesterday with a good, solid inflow day. Our best inflow day in what, 15 days. Yeah. So that's solid. We want to see this continue to shift into the positive direction. Um, I'm not sure. Today's Good Friday. Are markets even open? I think markets should be open. I don't know. It says this right here. Yeah. Okay. So the markets are closed today. Yeah, I thought so on Good Friday. So we won't see any ETF flow for today. No more. I think markets are also closed Monday. So I think markets open back up on Tuesday. So yeah, we won't see any big institutional pressure today or Monday, I believe. So yeah, yeah, meant the market in general. Memes are dead. Can't wait to be back buying some new coin and 5Xs every day. Yeah, I think that time's coming again soon. Things are looking a lot better, and I am going to get into that. But right now, everything hinges on Bitcoin. So yeah, nothing's moving right now unless Bitcoin does. And alts are actually still kind of bleeding out against Bitcoin. So mostly when I'm looking at alts, I am not looking at meme coins right now. I'm largely looking at big layer ones or different projects that I think have a bright future, like Medicaid. I've been talking a lot lately about Medicaid, their gaming platform on Base. They've got some big announcements coming up soon that I can't wait to talk about. But yeah, right now everything just hinges on Bitcoin. But we have seen gold having a huge breakout this year. It's pushing all-time high constantly. I think it's still pushing all-time high. Yeah, so it's still right up here at all-time high. And it's had an incredible rally this entire year, going up, let's see, a solid 30%, 28% this year. That's pretty impressive for gold. Gold does not typically move like that. But what we're seeing is that Bitcoin may have a move similar to gold this year. So that would push it up to 155,000. And ultimately, what you typically see is money flows into gold, and then gold kind of peaks out, which gold may be peaking out soon. I mean, it's on a pretty impressive run right now. But when gold starts to come back down and kind of relax and chill out a little bit, we very often see that money flow into Bitcoin. So that's why you can kind of see here the moves start first on gold, which is this top black line, and then it kind of translates into Bitcoin later, right? Like here's the fall, and then here's the fall, here's the rise, and then here's the rise. It's slightly shifted over by a few weeks or so, but yeah, so that we could potentially, if this pattern continues to follow, see a move like that. There's also other things that are very bullish for Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of people are panicking saying that this drawdown has been crazy. It's nothing compared to previous cycles. Like this is the most tame drawdown we have ever seen in Bitcoin during a bull market. So that's also pretty positive. There's also positive developments. I do have different technical news that or technical discussions that point towards a good recovery here soon, but positive news also is a good catalyst for that as well. So Arizona right now, we had the Oklahoma bill a couple days ago for this Bitcoin strategic reserve that was denied. So that did not pass, but now Arizona is leading the way. So it passed the House, and now it's got to go to it's got to do a third reading at the full floor and then governor's desk for final approval. So it's in the final stages, and it is the closest one to being approved now. I was really surprised about the Oklahoma one. I did think that one was going to go through. I'm surprised Chester's not in here. I know Chester was really looking forward to that one, but he'll probably get put out there again and go through the ringer again. But other than that, there's a supermarket in Switzerland that's actually accepting Bitcoin for payments now. So there's actually a lot of Switzerland businesses that are accepting Bitcoin for payment. And basically, Switzerland is one of the main countries that are running Bitcoin adoption. I'm not sure how many people are going to go to the supermarket and buy their groceries with Bitcoin, but if you want to, you can. And that's a step in the right direction for adoption for sure. Now, with the tariffs, there's a lot of concern around Bitcoin mining in general, right? Yes, the majority of Bitcoin mining is done in the United States, but all the hardware comes from China. So we do actually have a United States founded and operated chip manufacturer, mining ASIC manufacturer, which is Aradine. And they actually, during all of these issues, have raised $153 million. And some of those people were Samsung, Qualcomm, which is a major chip manufacturer. And obviously, you know who Samsung is. And then the largest US miner, Mara. So this is going to help bring mining production back to the United States so that these US mining companies, because there is several of them, and several of them are actually public as well, that can get hardware for, tariff free. Because even though it's going to be more expensive to produce in the United States, if you get away from the 240% tariffs, it's going to be cheaper, right? If you're buying it from China and you're trying to take on those tariffs that are going to ultimately be passed on to the buyer, you're going to feel that quite a bit. So it's going to be easier to obtain them in the United States. Now, this company is based in California, and I'm not sure, this article does not state when they're going to have this production run. So it could be a while. These things don't happen overnight. But the big thing that's important right now is that even though everything is the way it is in the Bitcoin market right now, we do not have any bear signals that are happening, right? The bull market is still on. The bull market, in ways, is just beginning, right? We're still at the bottom of a lot of these indicators and a lot of these different charts that are showing how far up we can go, right? Everybody's trying to tell the future. I guess that sometimes I'm over here trying to do the same thing. But what's important is that unrealized losses have not spiked, right? Typically, you see your short-term holder spikes when you're turning into a bear market. They'll basically skyrocket, right? Like, here's a bear market. This is a little bit, this is a bear market here, but ultimately, when you enter the bear market, you do see a large spike. Now, you can see it much better here, though, when you go to the long-term holders, because the long-term holders are the ones that capitalize, sell off, buy in the depths of the bear, and then run it up again. Now, we can see the long-term holders here are in this blue line. We did have a little bit of a spike here. This was actually back in like November of 2024. But long-term holders, they're sitting pretty. They don't care at all about what is going on right now. Sure, of course, they would like the price to go higher, but this current market is not impacting them. We're not seeing the slightest bit spike. And when we do enter a bear market, every single time it spikes wildly. Long-term holders become in a big loss, and a lot of them. So this line is not budging. Long-term holders are still completely in profit, and they have no reason to sell. No reason at all. And so I was talking about different indicators for a trend reversal. And currently we've got MACD that is ready to reverse, right? We're at the deciding point. We could pull one of these where it kind of flips green for a second, then goes back into red, or we have a nice little run up that ultimately coincides with price action, right? Every time that this flips green, the chart runs up. And it also correlates too with RSI breaking out. Currently, RSI is breaking out. We're having our first trend line break of 2025. MACD's flipping bullish. The stars are aligning for Bitcoin. So very good news for Bitcoin. Hopefully, this is the 3-day chart, so this can take some time to play out, just like this is also the daily chart. So this does move a little bit slow, but it's nice that we now also had that candle close outside of the trend line, right? Yes, this candle technically is still within the trend line, but yesterday's candle did fully close outside of that trend line. So those are good signs. And then lastly, the Fibonacci the Fibonacci Bollinger Bands, you can see what they do when we enter a bull market. And they currently are not doing that. They will squeeze, and that's when we enter the bull. And yes, they started to squeeze, but they started to expand again. So you can kind of look at it simply. They've got these targets put in here for, let's see, it goes up to $200,000. They're saying and every year, every cycle, the boxes do get a little bit smaller. So they've got the box smaller, but hey, $200,000 Bitcoin would be pretty nice. I don't think that we'll see a crazy run up to 180K, 200K until like later this year. But I do think in the short term, we're due for a good trend reversal and a nice bounce. Ultimately, that's what we need to see. We need some relief in the market. projects to get comfortable again, investors to return. That'd be good overall for the health of the market. But what does concern me, not going to lie, every single year, I've been working crypto full time for 5 years now, almost 6 years. And every single year in May, the markets kind of slump out. Everybody does the whole sell in May and walk away. And I'm hoping that doesn't repeat this year, because we're nearing the end of April and we're getting into May. So if we just kind of hang flat for the summer at 85K, it's going to be a pretty boring time. So hopefully all these things that I pointed out that do point towards a trend reversal and a bounce do end up playing out. That would be great. Very great. But since we got Camera Wall in here and some other people down to talk for a bit, I got like 15 minutes or so that I can still hang out for. I don't have much more I want to go over. There's not a whole lot happening in the market today. We've got a couple movers like FET, Cake, projects that I don't really care to talk about. Bit Sensor, I don't even know what 4 is. This kind of came out of nowhere recently. IMX is up. We got a couple different games up. Hey, Crazy Uncle, good morning. Happy Friday. Then we got some things up like 5% and whatnot, but no big movers really, I guess, other than Tau, which I don't know why it's up. I don't follow it. Fartcoin's down pretty heavy. But yeah, I will also be going live again tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Play some games. So if there's any games you want to play, let me know. TD has been making some moves back up. Yeah, reclaimed 2 million. So that's good. Soon here, all 5 horses will be racing. Right now, it's like 3 of them that are racing. There's 5 total. And the other 2 are about to get started in like the next week, I believe I saw the update was. So very soon here, all 5 horses will be racing every week. It's going to be jam-packed. Not only that, there's more parties interested in getting a horse with Big Red. Things are looking good. And they've got some big announcements coming soon too that I cannot share, but definitely will be bullish for Big Red too. So I'm still incredibly bullish on Big Red. Actually, I'm wearing my Big Red hat. Just wearing it backwards today like a degen. I missed your band names, Camera Wall. Races be horsing. It's early. Still only 7:45. You guys are the first people I'm talking to today. Yeah, I didn't stream yesterday because on Wednesday I streamed 5 times. And my last stream ended up being at like midnight. And then I woke up Thursday morning or yesterday morning and I'm like, I already talked about everything. So I didn't know what to stream about. So I just skipped. I was like, I don't know what to do. I shouldn't have streamed at midnight. I was just awake and bored and didn't know what else to do. So I streamed. It was probably a bad idea, but whatever. I don't care. It's my channel. I can do what I want. Okay. Yeah, even appreciate it, Camera Wall. Keep grinding. It's all about the consistency and engagement, for sure, for sure. That's why I wanted to start a morning show at this time, because I know every single day either I'll have the energy or I'll have something to talk about or whatever. Whereas like when I was putting it off till like 7 p.m. or something, my day starts at like 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. And yeah, and working through all day. And when you hit 7 p.m. or so, it's like, ugh. Whereas if I do it right here at this time, I'm wide awake, ready to go. I'm stuck in my desk at my desk anyways, so may as well bang out a stream. And then like I'll still do random recorded videos or different night streams and stuff if I got something I want to talk about, or I've got people requesting that I talk about some things or that I look into some things. So I'll do some evening streams about that stuff. And when the market picks up and projects are actually doing something, I'll do more streams. I will definitely do more streams. It's just right now, no projects are doing anything. Like, and if I sit here and I just talk to you about the projects that are oversold and good pickups, people think I'm crazy. So that's one of the problems with the crypto market. People don't want to hear about it when it's down. They only want to hear about it when it's pumping. And it doesn't make sense because you make money when it's down, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make educated moves. And that's what I'm doing. But if you want some more of those, I'll do some more of those. Just let me know. Because I love alts. That's where the money's going to be made. We know Bitcoin's going to do what Bitcoin's going to do. Memes have been so hammered though. I can't wait for memes to come back. Bonk at 1 billion. I hope. I won't say that, but Trump actually, Trump coin has $300 million in tokens unlocking this weekend, so that could be interesting. I'm not sure that those insiders are going to hold. It's going to be interesting for sure. So something to keep your eye on if you're holding Trump. Let's see. Does this show it? Let's see. Oh, here, this talks about the unlock. 309 million token unlock. When is it? It doesn't say in this, which is stupid. Oh, they unlocked today. So we'll see what happens. 309 million Trump unlocking today. It's the first major unlock. I don't know what insiders there are that got these tokens, but I don't see them holding it. That's for sure. What does it say? What time they unlock? No. CIC Digital. So 10% of their allocations unlock. And then they get daily unlocks for the year for 2 years. So that's a pretty aggressive unlock schedule there. I'm not too sure that I feel Trump is going to have a solid. I don't know. It could, I guess. He's going to say something stupid and pump it up again. Yeah, it's going to happen. Market's going to pick back up. Like you said, we just have to get past these tariffs. Yeah, this tariff stuff, man, it's just ridiculous. It can't end soon enough. Hopefully we stop. I don't know. I say we stop playing hardball with China, but the thing is like equal trade does make sense. It's just all of the economic uncertainty and impact that it has during that time, right? It's not good for the economy, that's for sure. But markets have been starting to do a bit better. These are all pre-market, but yeah, markets have started doing a little bit better. Bitcoin's completely stabilized. It's basically stable at 84K now, 85K. So barely moving. Today, there's like no volatility at all. It's basically just flat, just trading sideways in this channel. Could literally put a line up here, put a line down here, and it's just bouncing up and down, chopping away. Even yesterday, it was pretty much just chop all day. No big spikes or anything. We had this drawdown in the morning or in the afternoon, but that was about it. Yeah, I think we'll see the same thing today, especially with the markets closed. I don't think we'll see a whole lot of action today. 7 days is bouncing off the 200 day. Where's my 7 day? Yeah, it's right on You can't see it in there, but it's, let's see if I, yeah, it's right there, that white line. So it is. Hopefully we can actually get that bounce. That'd be great. On the 7 day, when you go up to these much higher time frames, we're still under a lot of these moving averages. But when you start getting down, like if you go on the daily, we're starting to reclaim a lot of these moving averages. So we've reclaimed one, two, three different moving averages. Then if you go down even further, but I think on the 3 day, we are starting to claim, like we're also bouncing off of the 7 day on the 3 day. So we just need these to confirm. And hey, it's probably a blessing in disguise that we have the holiday weekend here. A lot of people are going to be away from the markets. I don't really celebrate Easter, so I'll be here still. But yeah. So hopefully that means that this little lull that we're going to have for the next 4 days is going to help some of these bounces confirm. Especially with so many institutions and things like that in the market now. A lot of them are pure technical traders, right? They're not, they get interested due to fundamentals, but then ultimately, once they're in it and they're actively trading it, they just trade it based off of signals and moving averages and things like that. That's why it's important to pay attention to it. I'm not a huge TA guy, but I have actually started to get more into it. That's why I've got all these fancy lines and dots and stuff all over the chart. I've always been capable of drawing a trend line and things like that, but right now it's nice to see the confluence of things coming together, right? These signals for a bounce, especially because we had the good run up, and we had the good run up. And then when we started to fall, we fell below a lot of these. So starting to reclaim them is a major signal. I'm not going to be shifting into a pure TA guy or anything like that, but especially right now, I think it's a good thing to be paying attention to. Other than that, though, it's about time I have to hop off. Got some work to do, but yeah, I will probably be doing a stream tonight. I think I'm just going to do it on the arena, maybe. Maybe I'll do it on YouTube too. I'll probably do it on YouTube too. But yeah, I don't know what time I'm going to do that at. Probably when I'm just bored. But I will be streaming tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. and that will be here on YouTube. Other than that, if there's anything you want to see, want me to talk about, drop it down in the comments. Thanks for coming by, Camera Wall. Always good to see you. Appreciate you. You've been A1 since day one. But you guys all have a great weekend. Enjoy your holiday, and I will see you tomorrow morning for another stream. Peace.